guys. They do magic. They are the Magic Guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to episode 190 of the Magic Guys. To my left, I got this cool cat, Nick K. Oh no, we can't hear him.
Oh
Nick,
my.
You gotta fix whatever you just pulled out. Down below, we got Doug Kahn. Oh, he's back.
What's up? Hey, y'all.
Nick, how you doing? You back, Nick?
I'm back. I don't know what's been so problematic. We invest in the best equipment to give you guys the best show possible, and there has been some updates to the stream software we use. I chose not to name it then, so we don't slander anyone. So it is good to be here. It is now working. Are we good?
Whew, we are good to go, and it's great to see
coaster.
all our friends in the chat. Yeah, we've had such a roller coaster. The first half an hour before the podcast goes live is pretty wild. But you know, and we see some of our friends in the live chat before even live, which is cool as well. Because if you're listening to this post stream, you could have been here live and you could have inputted your questions and feedback and comments. Especially today, I'm hoping we're going to get a lot of comments of people having learnt from this person and seeing this guy work. But you know, Nick, who we got in the chat today? What friends?
Well, we have starting from the tippity top, we have a good friend, Thomas Conger, Scott Link, Tim asking them questions. Our good friend, Scotty P. Good to see you all here, friends. And it's always good to see you too there. We have Chris Layden and good friend Gutbuster Mike.
So, Mike,
Guys, if you're in the chat, say what's up and ask what questions you have in the story. I did do my diligence. I didn't include every single thing we found. The report got kind of long, so I peeled it back on the person that we spoke about today. Now, I did want to mention this last week, but basically that when I went to bed that night, and we were interviewing last week's guest, which was Samuel Osborne, and a great street performer from the UK. The news that one of the greatest coin guys in existence had passed, and that, of course, that brilliant person is Mike Gallo. I didn't choose to bring it up on last week's episode out of fear of pulling down the excitement of us having Samuel on there, but a week has passed since then, and I felt pertinent for us to take a moment to celebrate the wonderful life of Mike Gallo and the beautiful magic he sort of inspired. Now, Doug, before we jump into the report, the Gallo name has been in magic for a while.
I'm flashing. You say that, and I'm like thinking about like Mike Amar's Encore 2. I think Lou Gallo had the Gallo pitch in there.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, Mike's father, Lou Gallo, known as the Underground Man. Kind of the way Mike was too, right? He's like maybe not the most mainstream name, but if you know who Mike Gallo is and what he does, you know he does it all, does the stuff. Anyway, yeah, he's been in the Gallos have been in my universe from the beginning. That's 40 years for me, and Mike for 30 of that.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'll also touch on as well, we're going to go through what Nick has so lovely gone and reported. But I did also see the YouTube channel Conjuror Community put out a wonderful session talking about Mike Gallo's work as well, which is worth checking out. And I might even link it after this in the description so you can really
Let me speak on that, because I was at that full session for the Conjuror Community, and you'll find some excerpts from the event on YouTube, which is what you're going to link to. It's actually a multi-day lecture that Mike did for this group. So this is a membership site, Conjuror Community, and if you're a member there, you have access to this 2-day lecture. Each lecture is 2 to 3 hours long. It's all the great Mike Gallo stuff, and this was like about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years. So what a joy it was for just to see him do all that stuff, but a great resource to see Mike's later thoughts, his most, recent approaches.
How amazing is it to have video form now where you can capture people's thoughts and you can see their little nuances on routinings and performing to last on forever. Amazing.
I was lucky to see him a couple of years ago too at this This is his 2022 lecture. He was at the Gator Gate gathering, and these are some of his notes. These are not card magic, so this gives you an idea Like this is all like ball and vase, dice magic, teacup routine. This is
Does that one that you're holding in your right hand say pizza?
Coin magic for pizza and smokes, and soda.
Damn.
About
I
Mike's
gotta know what pizza magic looks like.
That's what happens at 3 a.m. at the sessions, at the Gatorgate gathering.
It's also what happens in the middle of a podcast when 10 pizzas get delivered to your home.
And I hope that's happening today here.
Not the last
Throw
time.
back to episode whatever that one was.
Yeah. All right, Nick, take it away, my friend. I'm keen. I'm excited.
Let's begin. Mike Gallo, born October 1st, 1955, was an American magician best known for his mastery of close-up magic, particularly in coin manipulation. Born and raised in the Bronx, New York, he was introduced to magic by his father, Lou Gallo, an accomplished magician. Growing up in a magical household deeply influenced Mike's trajectory in the world of magic, and he quickly became a renowned figure revered by peers and students alike. Now, Mike's father, Lou Gallo, was not only a magician, but a pioneer in sleight of hand, especially known for his Gallo pitch technique. Lou's passion for magic inspired Mike started learning magic tricks at a young age, and under his father's guidance, Mike honed his craft. And by the time he was a teenager, he was already performing in magic circles and developing his own style, which focused heavily on close-up magic. While much of his early life remains private, Mike's dedication to magic and the craft was evident from his young years, leading him to become one of the most influential coin magicians of his generation. Now, what I wanted to touch upon there is that he used to kick around with people like David Roth, Jeff Lada, and Mike Rubenstein. So that's the sort of realm he kicked around in. And if anyone knows coin magic and knows David Roth, those guys were homie. Does it make sense?
I'm peeking over at Conjuring Archive for some credits here, and Mike Gallo is listed in the Encore 2 books I mentioned earlier. So indeed, his influence does go back to those early years. What was this? Encore 2, 1981 it was published. I might have been reading it in 1984. So yeah.
Wow.
And yet in these same issues you will find, these encores have all the contemporaries you were talking about.
As a segue too, because Nick, sorry, you go, Nick.
No, I was just going to say, I was born in 1984, and Josh, you would have been what? Sperm?
I was still sperm. I was just a little spermy boy. Couldn't do anything. Couldn't palm. Couldn't JW grip. Nothing. Just a little swimming boy. But we segued. You talked about the Gallo pitch, and that's the thing that I know about Mike Gallo is that the Gallo pitch that Doug was saying his father Lou invented is the thing that goes around in my head when I hear Gallo. And we were just talking about it earlier. Doug hasn't done it for a while, but he's definitely studied the work. How do you feel about demoing? I
feel horrible about it, but I'll put me on. I'll tell you what I know about it. It's kind of a handling of the hang ping chen, which the hang ping chen is a popular coin move that involves this kind of action of showing coins and throwing them to the table, and it works, but it's a little bit unnatural, and this is not kind of the way that you handle coins. So Lou Gallo devised this pitch technique where you'd show a couple coins here and then a couple coins here.
Oh, that's great.
Bloody hell.
I'll try it again. So it's working from palm up, like finger palm styles, and we're going to throw this way and this way a little bit. So you would show these here, and then as you imply to throw these here.
Oh,
and that is the nature of the Gallo pitch. Unrehearsed, and it's probably been about 15 years since I've even tried that. But
can I just say, we talked about this earlier, and Doug's like, "Oh no, I can't do it. Give me a second, I'll practice it." And you just for my eyes, that looked perfect on video.
Oh, it's a great technique, right? It's not like it's hard to do. It's more of a timing thing, right? So it's not physically challenging.
I think the term is simple but not easy.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you're listening to this, it's worth going to watch just this portion of the pod to see what Doug just did. And where, do you know where someone can go and study that, Doug?
I'm thinking those Encore books must have been where I learned the Gallo pitch. I'm not sure that's the first place they were printed, but there's also Lou Gallo's book, The Underground Man, which Richard Kaufman published. And honestly, I don't recall having read this book. I don't know why, but it's one of the rare Kaufman titles I haven't read, but I bet it's in there. It's Lou Gallo's book.
Okay,
Well,
love it.
One of the things as well is that Lou was really into doing things on video, and we'll cover that body of work that he released in DVD format and so forth. So we'll touch upon that a little later on in the story. But talking about these sort of influences, let me tell you guys a little bit about what I know about about Lou Gallo, Mike's father. So Lou Gallo, Mike Gallo's father, was a highly respected magician known primarily for his contributions in close-up magic, particularly in coin magic. He played a significant role in shaping Mike's career, both as a mentor and a source of inspiration. Now, Lou Gallo, like many magicians, began his career at a very early age, and he was deeply involved in the magic community and quickly built a reputation for his innovative sleight of hand techniques. While much of Lou's personal life remains private, and that's some of the difficulties I had in my research, there was nothing about his wife. I mean, the only reason why I know he has a wife, Linda, is due to a post, which I'll mention later on, but his main life and focus was the magic. And his dedication to magic is well documented by those who knew him and by the legacy of tricks and routines he passed on for the next generation of magic. Now, one of Lou Gallo's most significant contributions, as we just spoke about, was the Gallo pitch. This technique became widely known in the magic community and was considered as a cornerstone for coin manipulation. The Gallo pitch involves a visual illusion where a coin appears to be tossed from one hand to another, while it is secretly retained in the first hand. It is a brilliant example of misdirection and sleight of hand, allowing magicians to control an audience's attention and create a convincing illusion. This technique remains a staple in the repertoire for many coin magicians today. And I think that for what Doug, you displayed, I think it looked gorgeous as well. Like I saw a couple other videos of magicians performing it over the past week since his passing and so forth, and I think yours is the best I've seen so far. So thank you for sharing that with our audience. Now,
thank you. I'm poking around the interwebs trying to find the first place. It was in Apocalypse, Volume 1, Number 4. That's where Lou Gallo first put that in print. So if you have the Harry Lorraine Apocalypse books or the bound volumes, go digging in there for Lou Gallo or the book.
Yeah. Now, moves aside, Lou Gallo was not only an influential performer, but a mentor to many, including, of course, his son, Mike. He taught Mike many nuances of close-up magic, emphasizing the importance of smooth, natural movements and seamless sleight of hand. Lou's influence on Mike is clear in the younger Gallo's fluid, effortless style, and anyone who's seen videos of Mike Gallo will contest to this, because this echoes in his performances today. Lou also influenced a broader circle of magicians, particularly in the areas of coin magic and close-up effects. He was known for his willingness to share and to share his knowledge with others, a trait that Mike inherited and continued by teaching and releasing instructional materials for magicians worldwide. Although Lou might not have been as widely recognized by some of his contemporaries, his contributions to the field of close-up magic were profound. His techniques, particularly the Gallo pitch, are still studied and used by magicians around the world. The Remembering the Magic of Lou Gallo DVD set that was released by Mike Gallo himself, and it preserves and showcases Lou's routines, allowing the future generations of magicians to still learn from his body of work. So Lou's legacy lived on through his son and the countless magicians who continue to use and build upon the technique which he pioneered. His impact on the magic community is lasting, and his influence can be seen in the seamless coin magic that continues to captivate audiences today. And I think we can all agree with that.
I can agree with that. As I was looking through the credits of Lou Gallo's work, I just ran across one of his versions of the Hotel Mystery, which is it's an odd numbered transposition, like 3 queens change places with 2 kings. And I used a Lou Gallo method for a short within the last couple years for this wonderful plot. You don't see a lot of people do the Hotel Mystery.
Yeah.
I'll look up Lou Gallo's version. It's a good one.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I think what I love the most is like this whole notion of like smooth clean movements. A lot of things you see out there, even things that are published, and I've read a lot of books, and it's like, do this move, and it's like, it's so jarring.
Oh man,
You know?
like Mike Gallo's magic is complete naturalness.
Yeah.
You never suspected, like, anything dumb was happening. It's all like, it's just happening. The magic's just there.
Yeah, exactly. And you sort of, there's a couple of things that I want to touch upon that I think I might want your input in. So with regards to Mike Gallo, his career in magic spanned several decades. And his expertise in sleight of hand, especially with coins, made him a predominant figure in the close-up community. Now, throughout his career, Gallo performed at various magic conventions, magic clubs, and private events, and he became well known for his smooth, natural style. Apart from performing, Mike Gallo contributed immensely to the education through his lectures, workshops, and instructional DVDs. His performances at venues like Eddie Fechter's legendary Folks Hotel in Buffalo, New York, were pivotal, as it was a hub for magicians who specialized in close-up magic. Now, to my knowledge, the Forks Hotel in Buffalo was the precursor to the Magic Castle. So
that's where they operated from.
That was basically.
This is a weird, like, that's on the opposite coast of the country. But I could see how that might happen. The Larson boys seeing what's going down at the Forks and then thinking we could throw it down better in LA. Yeah.
And that was basically like they existed prior, but it was just one of those hubs. You know what I mean? Like, I guess that the Magic Castle would be a hub as far as the US is concerned. It's like if you perform there, the hub there, if we're all connected there in some way.
That's for the East Coast. It's been that for, what? How many vectors have there been? 50 or 60 close-up finger flinging frolics? Yeah. All started by guys like Gallo and, Fector at the Forks.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. In fact, the guys that kind of started that ended up doing a convention, which I'm going to mention in this body of work of his. So I wanted to sort of touch upon his works because a lot of people might have an opportunity to see what he does. So I wanted to touch upon this little body of work because Gallo's instructional DVDs were really significant and, to me, a really big part of his legacy. So each of these DVDs provides magicians with detailed tutorials and signature routines, including like these really expert sleights of his and the way to actually perform them. So the first one that I was not able to actually see where you can actually purchase this was called The Dynasty Continues. This was a DVD, was one of Gallo's most well-known works. It focused primarily on coin magic and focused on the variety of routines that was demonstrated by Gallo's fluid, natural sleight of hand. The Dynasty Continues was more than just a teaching tool. It was a deep dive into the intricacies of coin magic. Gallo broke down each technique and routine in great detail, providing aspiring magicians with the subtleties needed to perform the tricks really convincingly. And I think I wish I was able to get a copy of that. Like, I actually searched it. I was hoping that I might be able to purchase it and speak my experiences of it, but unfortunately not. Now, the next body of work was a really interesting one, and I kind of fell down a rabbit hole with this one, and it was to do with the New York Coin Magic Seminar. Now, this began in 2002 and was created by a group of leading coin magicians, including David Roth, Mike Gallo, Michael Rubenstein, and then later, Jeff Larder, with the goal of preserving and passing on the art of coin magic to future generations. The seminar quickly became a central resource for magicians interested in learning the intricacies of coin magic. So if you're not familiar with these names, David Roth is widely regarded as one of the greatest coin magicians of all time. David Roth, his contributions were invaluable. His techniques for routines such as the tuning fork, his famous hanging coins routine using the downwards palm, were taught in this series of DVDs. Roth's focus was on smoothness and precision, and his teaching style helped countless magicians refine their technique. I have several of his books already, as well as his DVDs. Now, another magician there was Michael Rubenstein, a prolific magician and co-founder of the seminar. Michael Rubenstein contributed a vast array of original coin routines and techniques. He also played a key role in organizing the seminars and guided their direction. Rubenstein's teaching focused heavily on the practical aspects of coin magic, helping magicians understand how to incorporate these routines in their professional repertoires. As well as that, there was Jeff Larder. His most recent body of work after his passing was called The Last Goodbye. It's a wonderful book, which I have, mainly coin work at the table, but really clever stuff. Though he joined later in this sort of realm, Jeff Larder's contributions to the seminar were significant. Larder was deeply influential. Sorry, I'm getting a knockback. Is that okay? Oh,
that was me. That was my cat.
That's Doug.
Cat doing cat stuff.
I'm sorry, because I'm reading this, I can't see what's happening, so I apologize.
Just being disruptive. I'm the disruptive one.
Let's roll back. Now, Jeff Larder, though he joined later, Jeff Larder's contribution to the seminar was significant. Larder was a deeply influential coin magician, known for his techniques, prowess, and creative approaches to sleights. His work in the seminars expanded the range of advanced material available to all the students, and his emphasis on the theory behind the magic was a valuable addition to the seminar. Now, the idea behind the seminar was to create a structured, intensive learning environment where magicians could dive deeply into coin magic techniques. At the time, there were very few dedicated resources for coin magic, especially ones that went in depth. While card magic had numerous books and numerous videos, coin magic was more often sort of underrepresented in the broader magic community. So the founders of the seminar wanted to change that by creating a series that focused exclusively on coins, allowing students to access the specialized knowledge and masters in the field. The seminar started as live in-person events. There were magicians who could attend and learn directly from the creators. The events would focus on lectures, demonstrations, interactive workshops, where the attendees could get hands-on instructions from these experts. The goal was not only to teach tricks, but also to impart a deep understanding on the theory, the psychology, and the practicing of the coin magic. Recognizing the broader demand for this material, the organizers decided to document these seminars and release the content in a DVD series. The first DVDs were released shortly after the live seminars began, and they quickly became very popular within the magic community. The series grew over time, expanding into multiple volumes, each which focused on different aspects of coin magic. The seminar series of DVDs stopped holding live seminars in around 2008. While DVD production continued a short time after that, the final set of DVDs were released in the early 2010s. So the live seminars ran from 2002 to 2008. By the end of the seminars, it had become a comprehensive resource for coin magicians, leaving a lasting impact, even though the seminars themselves had no longer continued, which I thought was really, really cool. Now, Doug, do you know anything about this particular coin seminar? Like, nothing like that exists today.
Yeah, I've seen a couple of those DVDs, but I don't know a whole lot about what was going on there. It's like the graduate course in coin magic. I've seen the contents list for these things. It seemed like someone was offering the compendium recently, like you could get it all.
Wow.
It's a lot. Man's like, but that, you reminded me Lotta's on there. I want to go back and at least watch a Lotta. I don't know.
Yeah.
But I think what you said is important, that there wasn't events that were coin centric, and wow, look how much coin magic has grown since those days. So maybe without those cats waving the coin flag, we don't have guys like Jeffrey Wang now, you know? So
yeah.
Does anything like that still exist? Like a coin symposium or?
You know what? I think the guy waving that flag is just folding up this week. Copeland Coins. He has run a coin-centric business successfully. And he's closing, but not like he's failing. It's just.
Is he really? I saw that post, and I hung out with them in Vegas and bought products, and like
Well, when you're on the pitch, you're not talking about what's coming up, but yeah. So, yeah, but this is an example, and also example of how challenging it can be to run a retail business in the modern era. Because if anyone had the formula for success, Jeff Copeland, and like I said, it's not like he failed, just like, you know, to operate the highest end businesses, and really you deserve the best for yourself when you're doing that. And if you don't get to that point, maybe you need to move on to something else. So I think that's what's happening for Jeff. Guessing. But yeah, you won't find a more positive person or really a great producer of products and a positive influence in the magic community. Have we?
Yeah.
We had Jeff on here, didn't we? Or was it just me? Regardless.
Whatever
he's going to do next. I was posting earlier. I said, well, whatever door is opening for Jeff Copeland is going to be huge and great. You know,
we had Rick Holcomb on, but we haven't had Copeland on yet.
Okay. I had Jeff come on to my YouTube channel and talk a bit about what he was doing. This would have been about 9 months ago at a different time in his business.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
You know, Chris just made a comment saying that Coin Magic is small and I don't know why.
I know why. It's hard.
Yeah, it's hard.
It's hard, man.
That's why people don't want to practice.
I'll tell you, it wasn't until like my confidence in Coin Magic severely grew once I knew how to do a hand wash.
Yeah.
It's such a weird thing, but any coin video you see me do, I'm doing a coin wash because, you know, the moment you do a retention vanish, their brain goes, okay, where is it? Like it must be in the other hand because like where else can it be? But the moment I learnt to do this as I'm talking and I see their heads just go, I just see them go, oh, what the hell? Now I'm like, all right, great. Now it actually has vanished in their mind. So the moment I learned that, my world for coin magic opened up. But until you learn like how to handle a coin naturally and to pitch it or ditch it or whatever, it's so nerve-wracking, right? Because you just think people know exactly where it is. It's a physical item. It's not like you can hide it under another card and shuffle it.
They do for the most part. That's another negative to coin magic. And not only is that game at foot immediately, you know, once you make that first coin vanish, the audience is now playing ping pong, right? Unless you're just that great of a magician. You should be.
In the theater of magic, whether I'm doing close-up or a stage show, I always open with a 1 coin routine, and I end that routine I always end that routine with coin under watch.
Yeah, and maybe
just a single bloody coin can get so much reactions. And
look, I preach all the time. It's the most important thing for a magician to know. The 1 coin routine.
100%. And ending with a coin invading someone's personal space under their watch, and that moment is just,
Chef's
you know,
kiss.
I'll burn all the double crosses in this planet to still just be able to do coin under watch. Like it's amazing. I mean, Nick, you know, you have one of the great 1 coin routines I've seen. You're able to actually ditch a coin in your eye, which I can't do. my eye socket doesn't allow me to. I got to work on my eye muscles or something.
Yeah, going from Kennedy's to Morgan's and going to the eye socket was an adjustment for sure. But like, I love coins beyond every discipline in magic. It's my favorite thing because what's true for coins is true for almost any product you pick up, any item you pick up an eraser, a pen, a rock. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, being able to do sleight of hand with small object, coin or not, it just opens your world up. So I love that. And the only thing I can think of with regards to a kind of dedicated realm where people can hyper focus on coins, or if they were obsessive like myself, I would have to shout out Danny Goldsmith, who is a brilliant coin guy and comes up with some of the craziest stuff. I'm subscribed to his
good advice,
to his Magic Mastery, I think it's called, his course. They do cards and stuff and everything else just to keep it broad, but it is primarily coins, and it's wonderful. And his thought process is insane. Like the creative level that he does on a weekly basis is just like phenomenal. So shout out to him. Maybe we should reach out to him and ask him if he would come and help shed some light and celebrate coin magic a little bit more.
Tell
If
us,
you guys-
Danny. Come on, let's go.
That's going to happen. All
Would
right.
love
That's
to hear from Danny Goldsmith.
I'm gonna write that down.
Let's all hit him up, and if you guys hit him up as well, saying please go on the Magic Guys podcast, maybe he'd be kind enough to join us.
Hey, let me cast a vote for some old school here. I was talking to a student last week about Real Magic magazine, Cosmos thing. Curtis Cam has the Bobo video dissertation where he goes through the whole Bobo's coin magic and breaks that down one chapter at a time. So Curtis Cam, one of the best coin magic guys ever, one of the greatest magicians living. And we could talk to Curtis maybe too. Write him down. Maybe Curtis would come say hi.
I love Curtis.
That Bobo's modern coin magic resource at Real Magic Magazine. What's up, guys?
Ooh,
well worth your $7 a month.
Damn. I mean, the first real work I put into learning a one coin routine is, and I go back to this all the time, was David Stone from Real Secrets of Magic.
Yeah,
Such
a good
one. I went back to my illusionist.com membership. Like, you know, everyone has a login that they've never used for a million years. And I went back into it and I can still access all the Real Secret downloads from it that I purchased like 12 years ago. Because although I'm pretty sure they don't sell it on their site anymore, I can still watch it having purchased it. So
that's awesome.
That was a really fun treat to find. And he has it's a pretty technical one coin routine, but it's easy enough to follow along, and it just looks like just
that might be one of the best instructional videos ever. Like probably a top 3, if not like number 1.
Do we just appreciate how good David Stone's classic palm is? Like it seems like he can palm a coin and his hand is wide open, like flat.
Yeah. He uses tape. He doesn't like people to know this, but he uses tape.
Please tell me he actually does do that.
I just did.
But like, is that real? Do we need to fact check that, or that's a joke?
I'm just casting shade on David Stone for no good reason.
Because it really does look like it. Like if you look it up anywhere, it really, like mine's like this, and if I angle it, maybe I can go far. But he's really like this. The only tell is like his thumb. His thumb is like a tiny bit. It's so crazy. David Stone, please come on this show. I know you've liked our stuff before when we shared one of our reels mentioning you, but we got to get him on too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, speaking of other awesome bits of material, let's jump back into Mike's body of work, because he actually released a DVD called Magic of Mike Gallo. And in Magic of Mike Gallo, Mike demonstrates various close-up routines beyond just coin magic. And the DVD focuses on his original coin tricks and card magic and other close-up effects, making it a really well-rounded collection of his work. Gallo's approach in this DVD was focused on teaching the nuances of the routines, emphasizing both in the technicalities and the psychological aspects of performing magic. As well as that, he released a DVD called Remembering the Magic of Lou Gallo, his father. So in this DVD, Mike pays tribute to his father by showcasing some of Lou's signature magic routines and techniques. This set not only preserves Lou Gallo's legacy, but also allows magicians to learn from one of the most innovative magicians of all time. So Mike offers personal insights to his father's techniques, giving viewers a rare glimpse into the workings of one of his magical unsung heroes.
Come on now, that is cool.
How great is that?
Yeah, a lot of material which might have died gets a chance to stay alive through a project like this.
Yeah. Yeah. You know, do you ever think about your body of work, fellas, and who might carry it on, or who will even?
He's really talking to you, Doug, because you're the one with the body of work.
Well, I kept having children, hoping for a male child because that was my best hope, and then I taught my youngest daughter some magic. You know, she does a good Svengali pitch in the cups, but that's about as far as we got.
Yeah.
So
I guess with magic, it's more the students that you have, or people you mentor over time, that are the ones that carry on.
I'd like to feel I'm doing a pretty good job of that in my life right now, and maybe I got half a chance of someone talking good about me 50 years from now. That'd be cool.
That's what I'm thinking, right? Like, people will be mentioning your book, and obviously Learn Sleight of Hand. And
interesting fact here. My book, Written by Paul Cummins, Fast View Press. One title was released under Fast View Press. Paul was writing the second when he passed away. Lord knows how far he'd been working on this book, maybe a decade, the Mike Gallo book. Knowing the detail that he put into this, I can only imagine what this book is. I don't know who has the files. I hope someone has it, and I hope someone's going to put this Paul Cummins project out. You know, he left us too early, and he left that book unfinished on a computer. Yeah. I have a feeling that these lecture notes I have like some of that material in there from this book. For sure it does. You know, it's Mike's work. But, man, that's what's missing. You want to talk about the videos that Mike has put out and so on, and you know, my vote goes to the collected almanac. You want a good Gallo, you get that collected almanac from Kaufman. It's all that early 80s work. It's got Lou's stuff in there, Mike's stuff in there. Things like the ball and vase routine is in there. Is that on your
Yeah. Can we talk about that real quick?
Let's talk about the ball and vase.
So he released this DVD set along with a gimmick called the Bowl and Vase. Okay, it's a unique DVD of Gallo's presentation on the Bowl and Vase. Okay, it's focusing on a specific routine using the classic prop, the Bowl and Vase. I'm sure we're all aware of it. If you haven't, please look up Bowl and Vase. And if you want to see a brilliant version, look up Mike Gallo's mum, because this routine highlights Gallo's mastery of misdirection and sleight of hand. And the DVD breaks down each move step by step, and the instructional sections provide magicians with the tools needed to perform the routine with precision, while also teaching broader lessons of performance and timing. But the presentation of this is the most unique that I have ever seen. And I will say, wink, wink, it's nuts when you see how it works. There's a little punchline for you. So are you familiar with this, Doug?
So, yes, I have put ball and vase routine on short form media influenced by Mike Gallo's routine. Not what he's doing, because I didn't feel like I could do his routine because it's so him. Now, maybe that he's left, I can consider playing with some of the notions. He does a great transposition in the middle of it, and certainly the large loads that he uses. I was looking through my email because last week I ordered a couple of those little plastic ball and vases. To do his routine, it kind of needs that little old school plasticky vibe.
Yeah,
so inspired by Mike's memory and watching some of the things last week, going over material of his, I reordered some junk ball and vases to start playing with Mike's routine again. It's so good. And no gaff. He doesn't use the gaff. It's all sleight of hand. No, he doesn't use the shell. It's an interesting side bit there.
I didn't know that.
Pure sleight of hand. Great techniques.
Yeah, because the way he dumped it out, I was thought like, I must be retaining it some. Oh, wow.
It's in the collected almanac.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, look, body of work that we've just absorbed. I mean, there's so much more we could talk about, but like all in all, Mike Gallo's influence on the magic community extended far beyond his performances and his DVDs. As a lecturer and a teacher, he shaped the careers of many magicians who continue to practice and evolve the art of coin magic today. I tried to research, the students he might have had. And I wasn't able to find anything, but I do know that I've had conversations with people who influenced my magic, one of which is Eric Jones. And I know that Eric Jones spent some time either with him or studying alongside him, and he would share a lot of techniques being like, this is a Gallo idea and so forth. So, I mean, we all stand on the shoulders of giants, right? And I would love to know who else had the joy of being able to be taught directly by him, and have those thoughts. I mean, you could just say that, like, yeah, you probably experience the same things in the books, but I think we all know that when you're having one-to-ones with people, it's totally different. So I digress. His approachable teaching style and willingness to share the knowledge made him a beloved figure among both aspiring and professional magicians. Now, as you know, Mike passed away. And what I read was this post that was cut and pasted and sent to me. And this was a post by Michael Rubenstein. And it said this: I just heard from Mike's wife, Linda, that Mike passed away this afternoon at home. Mike was suffering from lung cancer and heart disease and had been on oxygen. Last we spoke, he sounded good. And he said the treatment was going well. Another coin legend gone. Damn. That's upsetting. Now, despite his death, Mike Gallo's legacy will continue through his works and contributions to the countless magicians who have been inspired by his magic. Mike Gallo's life and career exemplified dedication to the art of magic. From his early days learning from his father to his extensive career as a performer and teacher, Gallo remained committed to advancing the art of sleight of hand. His instructional DVDs serve as a lasting testament to his skill and generosity to sharing his knowledge with the world. And I hope magicians everywhere continue to benefit from the techniques, routines that both Mike and Lou Gallo perfected through their lifetimes. And through us, we can ensure the magic lives on, inspiring and enchanting generations to come. And that's the story of Mike Gallo, friends.
I think we give him a round of applause.
I think so.
Yeah.
I'll be doing my part. I'm actively relearning some Gallo stuff. His work on the wild coin routine is in my practice repertoire right now. As I said, the ball and vase stuff. Also, I don't know if you saw Bill Santino's clip with the gadabout coins. Bill was one of those guys who was in the coin magic seminar over, and man, Mike's work on the gadabout coins is really practical and really good and really fooling.
Yeah.
So those are routines that I don't currently use much, but Mike's version of the wild coin is the most practical, and he uses a coffee cup, which I'm prone to use occasionally in my coin work. So, yeah.
That's awesome. I was just watching this morning a routine I'd never seen done where he was getting the spectators to say stop, and each time was an ace, and just his way of handling, like, naturally to display like the ace and be like, you know, if you'd stopped here or one less or one more, you would have missed. And then, but he does it for all four aces, and just, I'd never seen that, for example. And that was not even his coin work. That was,
yeah, his card work is stellar. Yeah, the
Yeah.
killer oil and water I was looking at not too long ago as well. I have a set of card notes that goes with those three. I can't find right this second.
yeah.
You know, it's like that, right? Like we're at a point in our career where magic is at the forefront. We get to see a lot happening. Like, it's so weird that, like, you go to Magic Live, Johnny Thompson's there. He's got a moon boot on. He's on crutches. He's selling his book. He's high-fiving people. He's taking photographs. And then 6 months later, it's like Johnny Thompson's passed.
Yeah. Hey, Nick, your mic has changed again. Just while we're still here, get that good mic coming back.
Yeah, Gallo had invited me up to the 52 convention last time I saw him, and I get the vibe a lot of those Vectors guys don't care for what I do on the internet, so I'm not privy to be at those gatherings so much, but Mike was sure to offer a kind hand to come hang out, and sadly that won't be happening now. I'd love to go up there and see some of these New York guys I don't get to see because of preconceived notions, but whatever.
Yeah, wow.
A personal sadness for me.
Well, I mean, we got to keep the magic going. We got to keep it alive. And I'm inspired now to go and learn this Gallo pitch, you know, so it's something I think is going to keep
anyone that's using the hang ping chen in your life should definitely consider the Gallo pitch.
Mm.
Also, if you're not going to do that, you should read that Mike I lost words. This book will tell you how to do the hang ping chen properly if you want to stick with that, but the Gallo pitch is more natural.
Yeah.
Oh, Nick.
Nick
you're
did the opposite of fixing things.
Nick, you're completely underwater right now. It's like you're literally in a bathtub talking to us. I don't know what's happened. It's just his computer's so overwhelmed. Oh, we might have you back.
I don't understand.
You're back. Don't move a muscle.
That's the problem.
Don't move. Oh, Gutbuster Mike brings up an interesting point. Now, how to do the pitch without a table. Have you played around with doing it in the hands of spectators at all, Doug? Like check these.
One of the coins across I used to actively use was a handling of Paul Harris's HP PDQ, and I would do it into the spectator's hands using Hang Ping Cheng, but not the Gallo pitch.
That would be interesting because
yes, I'll give you a brief demo here if you want. It'd be all
absolutely.
these dollars.
I have a method.
Imagine a spectator has their hands outstretched. You say, here, hold out your hands. And what I'm going to do is make the coins fly from hand to hand, and you have to catch them as they fly across. Got it? All right, here we go. Here's the first. Oh, a little slow. You missed that one. I'm going to do it again. See if you can catch the second one. Remember, it's going to fly across. Oh, that's number 2. And
my God.
You're doing the Hang Ping Chin into their hand. You say, that's the third one. And here comes the fourth one. And so that's how you could use the Hang Ping Chin. Because the Gallo pitch has this crossing action, I don't think it'd flow so well as the Hang Ping Chin. Look, I'm going to stop while I'm ahead after I did it earlier. Well, I'm not going to do it.
Oh, you did it really well. Yeah, really well the first time. That's awesome. Okay, so that is when the different applications can work in different places. And then Scotty P's mentioning there's an effect with a peanut using the Gallo pitch from Jay Sankey. Is that? Do you know stuff about that, Doug?
I don't.
Oh, we've got him. Nick, you
look, I bet if it's in a Sankey book before the year 2000, I got it. But anything that's been published after that, Sankey has like 8,000 things. I gave up.
Right.
I threw in the towel after 100% Sankey.
He's saying it's two empty shells turns into one full peanut.
Okay. Yeah, so I could see that. So you have like a peanut.
So imagine it's
palm.
3 coins. Yeah.
You snap it in half. You do. Oh, you know what? You would only need half a peanut. So you have a whole peanut and a half a peanut. Say, there's my peanut. You break it in half. Show this half here. Gallo pitch that half, and then bang, put it back together. So that's probably.
Damn.
And if it's not, that's going to be in my next book.
Yeah, because now you're using that coin method to do like what seems like impromptu, like real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, just make sure you do that routine with an EpiPen because you're going to be like, here we go.
Wow.
And then the next certain stabs. I can breathe again.
Of course. Yeah. I travel with an EpiPen at the ready always.
You need to, man. Honestly,
weird,
everyone's like,
it's in my kit.
You can't be throwing peanuts at people in the middle of whatever. Like, if you're not allowed, if peanuts aren't allowed in primary schools, for example, you shouldn't be throwing peanuts at people because they'll die.
That's true. So
yes,
Scotty P just said that's it. So you just nailed the routine, Doug. So there you go.
Dang it. I was hoping I had a new item for my book. Oh well.
Well, you could just change the item, and then
I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna make it the edamame restoration.
Yeah.
I'm going to use a pistachio. I'll show you. I'll show all of you.
I'm going to 3D print it and sell it through Murphy's.
When Michael Amar was here lecturing in Brisbane and he performed the night before, he did essentially a larger version of that, which was a cut lemon to do bill to lemon, but then he restores the lemon and repeats the bill to lemon a second time by restoring the lemon. Talk about bloody magicalness. But you need a bit more. There's a bit more going on to do that than just a Gallo pitch. But
I like Mike's idea here. You could do it with sweet tarts or candy, and like you could like break it in half, pull a candy out, and then restore the candy back together. That's fun.
Now we're talking. We're coming up to Christmas soon. Can it be done with a candy cake?
Halloween.
Is that
Halloween? More importantly, because like if you look at Michael Kadinsky's routine where he takes like a Skittles packet, right? And then he tears a corner off, dumps candy into your hand, puts that corner piece back onto the thing and restores it. And it's, I do it I do it myself. That's one of the best uses for a thumb tip ever. Like it is just.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. If you haven't
No.
seen it, well, look up Mike Kadinsky's Penguin lecture, and you'll see that performance on there. It is so good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like where we're going with this.
Yeah.
You guys at Halloween gigs? You do anything fancy for Halloween?
Normally I got to dress up or go get painted up like a zombie, you know what I mean? And that always takes a long time because I'm bald, so I've got a bigger canvas than the average bear. So they got to paint the whole situation, you know what I mean? So, and some people love it, like, oh, I love it. We got all this canvas because my head's enormous. And yeah, it's just the worst thing about it is when people want to paint you up for gigs, that it's like you can't do 2 gigs in one night. It's like you finish the gig. And then it's like, oh, you're done by 7 o'clock. It's like, oh, great. I'll just go to it. I can't because it's going to take me 2 hours to get all this paint off my face.
I find it funny that, you know, the agencies think it's such a great idea to theme us by putting us in a different costume or painting us. But like at the end of the day, no one reacts any differently to the magic we would have done in our normal attire.
I disagree. They act worse because you're not doing your normal skit. You don't know how to portray the character. And people don't know how to receive it. Even more so because it's going to be weird.
Yeah, I guess what I'm saying is it's not really necessary, but it's funny that we will do it, obviously.
So often the agents sell the sizzle and not really the magic. It's not like they're trying to sell good magic. They're trying to sell the image of the magician, you know?
Yeah. But, my dogs are ready for Halloween. That's probably super loud. I am doing a show on the 26th at the Theatre of Magic. We'll do some spooky stuff, but that's the closest to like the Halloween date that I'll be doing a show.
Yeah.
Personally, Doug, I expect to see a couple of Halloween themed reels coming out from you. Is that in the works?
I don't know. You know what's exciting this week is as of tomorrow, YouTube Shorts is bumping their time limit up to 3 minutes. So let's ride that wave.
I heard that. Yes, that is exciting. There's, the hardest thing is making a video for Instagram and it's 90 seconds and then going, how do I trim this down to 60 for YouTube and it still be good?
Right.
So I've probably got a bank of a couple of 10 or so videos that I just didn't put on YouTube.
No doubt. I've got a bunch of them. I've been doing, long ones for a while now.
Another thing I heard is someone in my atmosphere was talking to Facebook, so YouTube and Facebook, and they were saying that if you repost an old video that's from more than 6 months ago, Meta will treat it as a new video in the algorithm. It won't suppress it because it registers it's been posted before. It'll still pump it out as normal. So that's why on my Instagram, people may have seen a couple of videos that I put out a year ago, because now I have almost double the amount of new followers. So no one's seen it.
Right.
And they've been doing well because if it's over 6 months, it can do it all again in the atmosphere.
Replay that shit, Josh.
Yeah, that's right. Because imagine, over the years, Doug, how many reels would you have now since you started putting out this high quality content? Probably hundreds.
Yep. According to YouTube, there's 900 videos up there.
Whoa.
That's a lot, right?
That's a few. I think I'm at 700, but that's because a lot of them are old for when I was doing my 100 vlogs challenge.
But same here. I got 2006 content, so I wasn't a busy boy back in the day, but I've got some stuff up there. It's been around a while.
Yeah, it's exciting. Everyone's competing still with the platform to watch shorts and stuff, aren't they?
I think that, Magic wins with this time expansion because 60 seconds just is not enough to do a good Magic presentation. I'm not saying it's the best for the shorts platform, but it's the best for good Magic on the shorts platform and maybe give some actual performers more of a chance of doing the real performing versus trying to cram something into 60 seconds. It's insanely hard to do well.
And I have found people's attention spans starting to grow now.
Yeah.
And
YouTube wouldn't be doing it if they weren't,
Exactly. That's exactly right. I used to trim the video so fine that it was just full of like straight to the bloody point. And now you can let it breathe a bit and add the humor bit, especially for live clips. Of course, the premise has to be clear straight away, but you can really like play it out. And like on Instagram, my video that's going the most viral right now is the magician versus heckler clip, and it's not even a magic trick. It's just me like putting a heckler in their place when they want to check the deck. It's not even a trick. And so, but like 2 years ago, that wouldn't have worked. It has to be like in the studio, like watch this, watch this, and boom, and it changes. And
see, I think that's not working as well now as, the more genuine approach. I mean, like you go try on the tricky dicky stuff, and now people are more apt to be like, tricky dicky,
Yeah. From what I'm observing, it seems to be the videos, a lot of the videos that look like they're filmed from someone else having captured something happen,
right?
And it's not posted by the artist themselves.
Yeah,
like
that live vibe.
Yeah, a fellow magician in Australia, Jackson Aces, posted the Bowlerama performance, but it's filmed from someone in the audience, like just on an iPhone on an angle. And the Bowlerama video got, I don't know what he's up to now. I want to guess 5 million views on Instagram from Bowlerama.
That guy does pretty well for himself, actually. He's got 100%. A good eye for what plays on social media.
Definitely. And he's got an eye for it, and he has a show playing at the Sydney Opera House.
Oh, no, does he? Great.
Yeah, he is doing big things. But the fact that like even he was surprised because it's like a 15-second video. It's just like he's just finished drawing the thing. It falls out. It doesn't even fall out well. Like it falls out and he kicks it in the audience because he doesn't even stop it. But like it just went enormous because it was filmed from like what looks like a sort of hidden camera-ish thing, like there's an audience filming it.
Yeah.
And then you've got Xavier Mortimer, which just defies all odds and just kills it. But
Zach King level good. Even maybe surpassing that. It feels like real magic when you watch a Xavier video.
Yeah. And what a weird format, because he explained to us it's like highly produced, and obviously even the spectators are sort of booked to come into the set to be spectators, but they don't know what the trick is that's going to happen. So that's even cool. So it's like, it's weird. It's almost like it's a TV show and they know they're coming on to watch magic, but they don't know what the magic is. So it's still like a genuine-ish reaction. It's an odd one.
It's a good way to do it.
Yeah. Yes, I agree.
I'm going to start doing that. I'm going to start hiring plants. Come hang out here in the studio and be my yes men.
Yes. Yeah. And pretty soon we're going to have, I don't think Nick's microphone is working at the moment, but it's pretty soon we're going to have Nick's video challenges coming back soon, I'm sure, where you can challenge Nick to create an effect. Because I really like that series. And so I know it's time consuming because you got to come up with the method and then you got to film it and you got to do it, making sure it's good for camera. But start hounding Nick with challenge ideas of videos for him to film. For sure.
Looks like great. Thanks for the extra work.
We can basically right now, we can talk Nick into doing anything right now because he can't rebuttal it. So
no rebuttals.
You guys can come up with anything, and we'll reward him with pizza deliveries. So I think that's only fair. Pizza magic challenge. That's what I like. Gutbuster Mike saying we want to see a pizza magic video. So Nick, I think that's got to be the one they see next is a pizza magic challenge. I want to see it personally. So maybe it's multiplying pepperonis. I don't know, but something's going to come out. I think we're wrapping up this episode slowly.
Yeah, I feel like we're done here.
That's right. look out on the channels for all our content throughout the week. I've certainly learned an immense more about Mike Gallo, which I'm so appreciative of, even though it's our own podcast. It was really a pleasure to learn more about him, and I'm going to continue that. Doug and Nick already had a pretty good amount of knowledge, and Nick went to the efforts of actually researching and writing this essay, which is amazing. And just quickly, Doug, what's on for you this week? You're in the Learn Sleight of Hand world this week?
Yeah. Today I filmed an epic session where I delved into the top 10 small packet handlings. So I'll be editing that tomorrow and talking about maybe that on my YouTube Live Wednesday. I'm going to do a Harry Anderson tribute show with some giveaways this Wednesday afternoon. So, it was his birthday week. We remembered his birthday yesterday. So Harry's on my mind. I got some giveaways. That's happening Wednesday at 4:00. YouTube Doug Kahn. Join me.
Man, Doug, you're like the busiest you've ever been, I would say, right? In your life,
Yep.
magic-wise. Like things
Sure
are
am.
bloody happening. Nick, what are you up to?
Gigs.
Good talk. And gigs.
Real work.
Real work. Yeah, same. I got to fly out to a country town this week, which they've told me might not have any reception, but they're going to put up their own Starlink tower to
That's
get some
fantastic.
Wi-Fi happening. So no doubt I'm going to have some stories about that. I have to go on a plane that has 10 seats, and they literally, because of the weight, have to limit how much fuel they can put. And therefore, we can only have 10 kilos of luggage. And I got to do 2 separate shows when I'm over there. So
Wow.
this is literally the epitome of pack small, play big for an event, because I'm literally not allowed to take much big stuff.
Super cool.
So I'll report back on that.
Break a leg,
That's,
Norby, though.
Thanks. Yeah, so that's going to be fun. I'll leave that as the final word. Pack small, play big is literally going to be my mantra for this weekend. You guys have been great. We'll see you next week for another episode of The Magic Guys.
Thanks for listening. It's time for us to disappear now. But we'll see you again on the next episode of The Magic Guys.